Okay, now guys, I'm very excited to review this condo. It's the Blackpink condo lah. Now this is called Rosewood, located at Bukit Jalil or Taman OUG, depending on how you want to view this location. But the reason why I call this the Blackpink condo is because look at the facade. It's pink color and the internals of the units are also with a hint of black lah. So Blackpink lah. Let's go check this place out. But before we go into the condo itself, just want to give you a little bit of an understanding of this particular area. As you can see, it's actually walkable to the LRT Muhiba station. By foot, it's only like a 5 minutes walk and about 300 meters approximate lah. Now, also the location over here enjoys abundance of amenities, especially eateries lah. You have this very famous Nathan's Curry House over here, and then you have 2 chasats or 3 chasats, and also quite a fair bit of commercial areas over here lah. So most of the commercial areas here are rather old and they're like the car servicing lah, car wash lah. I mean, I don't want to go through the entire development over here, but amenity wise is actually very good. My favorite part about this particular location is actually how close it is to Pavilion Bukit Jalil, Max Highway, and also to the Bukit Jalil main area over there lah. So location-wise, I find this to be quite nice. Now, I come by here very often because I look at the development from afar, right? The paint or the color selection of this rosewood color, though I call it black pink, but this color pink here doesn't look to be as appealing to my eyes or my opinion lah. I wish they went for either a lighter tone or they just went out with a complete darker color scheme lah. But in my opinion, I think the women's that are watching this series, right, would love this, I guess. So this particular development, right, is only 329 units and there's only 3 different layouts over here. So there is the 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom and a 3+1, all the way from 771 square feet all the way to 1155 square feet lah. So layout wise is actually quite modernized. It's not going to be like your big layouts that you see in the older condos lah, which is actually the case for most newer developments anyways. Now coming over here, you are greeted with this very beautiful designer look lobby area. Now I find that Exim Projects has always spent quite a fair bit on this design of their lobby entryway, right? Which in my opinion is actually very nice. And what I like most about this is that it has a scented smell when you come in. So from outside, obviously there's going to be like dust and whatnot, but when you come here actually, there's some background music going on. Okay, and since it's Chinese New Year, obviously there's a Chinese New Year music. And you can see, look at this, how nicely done with all the art pieces and also some designer language over here lah. And other Exim projects like Miller's is also very similar to this. So you can see that the meal room over here, right, or the mailbox area, they didn't go with those regular design. I like the fact that they actually put some sort of design element on this itself lah. And this is the ones whereby it's actually rather big, right, the hole. So your whole hand can actually go inside, which is quite concerning to a certain extent lah. But I think with this design language over here, at least it's more appealing to the meal room lah, compared to the other ones in the market, right? And also the last time we came here, we actually were able to go into the kids enchanted world, which was actually quite nice because they incorporate a lot of the pink color elements as well. And you can see lah, there's even those small little balls and whatnot inside the development. So with the growing numbers of people buying stuff online from Shopee and Lazada, obviously you will need some sort of pop box going on over here lah. So because the mailbox area is this small, you will need some bigger slots over here for the bigger items lah. And I feel that the pricing over here is fairly okay because subsequent 1 hour, $1 per 6 hours, the first one is actually free. Okay, I was growing myself a little bit. And can you see this? This is actually the lobby area's washroom. And I love the design over here. Marissa, if you're watching this video, you should come here and review this particular toilet because it smells good, it looks good, and it's rather clean. I came to this realization that actually Freshtel and Exim have some sort of collaboration going on lah. So essentially, whenever you buy an Exim product, on the VP face itself, right, you get 1 year of free internet, which is actually quite convenient because they have already put all the portings and whatnot for you. You don't have to wait like other telco companies. But I don't really know FreshTel as a service provider as much, right? So I can't give a lot of comments about that. But the good thing is for the resident that stays over here, you just come in and you have an internet connection already. This is on the facility floor level 8. As you're on your way to the swimming pool, come over here with me. First of all, the interesting thing is that there's background music. Now, the last time we came, right, it was a bit more of a very mellow kind of music, really lo-fi kind of music, which I really like. Now, this is very interesting because look at that on the left. Ta-da! It's an art piece, okay? It's like you're coming into a little gallery on its own, right? And when you're walking here to the swimming pool, it feels so grand. We are now at the swimming pool area, and as you can see, it's a rather decent sized lap pool. Now from one end to the other end, it's quite sizable enough for you to get a good exercise from a swimming point of view. An interesting fact about this particular swimming pool, right, is that they initially wanted to put all the tilings at the bottom over there at red color to match the theme, right? Now over there on the far side over there, there's a jacuzzi area, and from this side over here, right, you can see that the view is going to be unblocked for a long period of time because it's all landed properties right in front of you. So don't have to really worry too much about getting blocked views on this side over here. So you see the entire development, right, incorporates certain sort of speakers over here, and it plays the similar music tone. So right now obviously it's Chinese New Year, so Chinese New Year background music is there. And when you're here, there's going to be the Redwood Cabana or Sunbath Lounge. So basically, thematic wise, it's all with that kind of rosewood pink color design. So maybe Blackpink, Rosé, or who not in the members over there would love this particular condo as well. So this low density development of only 300 over units, right, they have even a very nice barbecue tavern, they call it. So this over here, basically you need to bring your own barbecue pit, whatnot, and then you can just do it over here, have a little event, and also enjoy the beautiful view of the swimming pool. But of course, because on the adjacent part of land, there's a construction site going on, that's the reason why you can hear all of that. So if you're staying in this part or this side of the facing, then be aware that this is going to be your daily noise. As you can see, this place is so close proximity to LRT Mohiba that it's literally just right next to you right now. How convenient if you stay over here and you use public transportations. Now, when I'm here also, I was moving around these things, right? You can see that this fencing over here is a little bit on the flimsier side. So for the people that reside over here, please do take note, don't ever lean against this, right? Because this is scary. And one nice interesting fact about this, right? This is actually an actual rosewood tree, and then they make it in a form of a chair over here. So overviewing this side of the view over here, nothing really much to see on this side over here, but you know, just a nice addition that they gave this rosewood chair. So Exim has always been very known for like designing very modern looking in cooperation with landscaping to kind of gel well with the entire development, right? And you can see it over here in Rosewood itself, because this particular area, although it's not a very big space, they made it incorporate so well with landscaping, greeneries, and also the building itself. So I believe over time, right, this crawlers over here will make it even nicer over time. There's 2 floors of facilities over here, one on level 8, which you just saw, which is a swimming pool, and now we're going to the 31st floor, and they have a very nice sky gym over here, which I recall very vividly because it has the entire skyline view upstairs. And to top it off, right, the female audiences that are watching our videos, if any, will love this particular gym. So we're now at the Sky Pavilion rooftop deck, and look at this. If you have an event or you want to host the AGM over here, baby shower, wedding party, all this can be done on this sky deck itself. And look at it. If you didn't know, it looks like a cafe kind of design over here. Now, I like this design. The whole development over here really simulates that wooden, or kind of like the whole development simulates this very rosewood element kind of design language. As you can see, the whole theme is very similar across the board. I really like the fact that Exim has always delivered on this type of smaller, finer details in terms of the material selection and also the design language theme. See, I love the fact that developers are nowadays incorporating water machine over here. So that sometimes when you go to your gym and you forgot your water bottle, right, you don't have to go down there purposely just to get water. You can just drink over here at the water faucet. And now this is the beautiful gym that I say that the female audiences would actually love. Now look at this. Sadly, there is no female audiences over here today to use the gym, right? But look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Everything from the gym equipments to the actual design over here just kind of teams so well with the entire condo or the development itself lah. And I like the fact that this gym equipments over here come with this brounded padded kind of leather instead of the regular black color, quite boring, right? So it kind of teams around with the wooden, the rosewood design again lah. As you can see over here, right, this is a complete studio on its own lah. I mean, really, you will be motivated to do gym if you stay over here. And looking at the gym equipment wise, right, your typical setting, 25 kg. Today I'm a little bit tired, I cannot lift that up, right? And you can see they even have this type of gym equipment that you don't see very that often. Wow, my back just popped, quite nice. So yeah, this is the gym, it's beautifully designed. So the corridor over here is rather small. Right now it's only about 5 feet in wide, in width. And I was told that this is actually supposed to be 6 feet lah. And you can see over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it rather feels a bit more on the sempit side. And the other thing that is not really to my liking is the height over here. Now this over here, although it's supposed to prevent like water backsplash and whatnot, I would have preferred to be a slightly lower, maybe over here. And I'm about 170 cm to give you context. This is about maybe 175 or 180. And if it's a bit lower, then you get a little bit more air or breeze over here lah, and also more natural sunlight. So in this case over here, right now they don't have that. They actually only have to use ceiling down light over here. But in all honesty, beyond the fact that this one is a little bit on the high side, this one is also a bit more sempit, I actually like the design language over here. Pink color that is across the entire development, and also the walkway over here is also quite nicely designed in that sense lah. So now we are going to check out this unit over here. It's a corner lot unit lah, and this one, if not mistaken, is the larger layout of 1,000+ square feet. And with all Exim projects nowadays, right, they always give you a chalet smart lock over here, and this unit actually came partially furnished. So the kitchen cabinet that you see over here, right, this kitchen island was also provided by the developer, and this is actually quite nicely designed. And I love the fact that this is actually fairly large. So for the content creators that does food, this is actually quite nice. Maybe Shell Bakes Food can consider this over here. And you can see over here also, they include the hood and hob and also little oven down here. Wow. Not bad, yeah. Outside, you have the washer and dryer, which I was also told that is inclusive of the partial furnished unit lah. So the yard area over here is actually quite sizable as well. So if you want to actually expand your kitchen to outside over here, also can. And behind over here is the AC latch already lah. Now obviously the AC latch area, okay, you can actually put an exhaust fan over here. I'm not sure if this one you can actually book out satu lubang. Then you can actually run the exhaust fan to channel out the smoke lah. So yeah, quite a sizable one over here. So you can see the living hall over here, right, is 13 feet in ceiling height lah. Now this is very nice because it gives it a very spacious, very wide look lah. And obviously you can see over here, the reason why we are able to do this particular condo review is also thanks to Dylan. By the way, Dylan is also somebody in the property space, and we just did a podcast over here together lah. So this is like his little den area where he does his podcasts and his videos and whatnot lah. And I was told that he has this little lucky boy, what do you call this? Lazy boy, okay, which he bought. And I'm wondering, Dylan, apa you tengok bro? You have this very nice lazy boy over here, but you literally have nothing on this side over here. So maybe it's for him to butcher or maybe just relax, I guess. As you can see over here, this is the smaller room. Both actually are the same size, right? So the developer actually also included the wardrobes for them. And not to mention, right, they actually provided laminated flooring for the entire space over here. So it's quite mindful for the developer lah. This is the master bedroom over here, and you can definitely feel some sort of heat over here. This is afternoon sun, guys. So this one, the room over here gets rather hot, and the thing about this place, or one of the biggest selling point about this place, beyond its color selection, is the train station. And as I mentioned earlier on, right, amenities here are insane. You can get so much food over here. So master bedroom is like such, and obviously Dylan is using this more of like place for him to actually just do content, and he doesn't really stay here as of now lah. So obviously you can see that not much personal belongings are here as of yet. Coming to the toilet, you can see that they also went with this pink color kind of tiles, which I think is also quite unique in that sense. And this is also very similar to the Miller's Vineyard concept lah. So I think Exim has always poised themselves to have a little bit more designer kind of look as compared to the other developers. So we're closing in on this Rosewood development over here after reviewing the entire place. I got to say that the main highlight over here has to be its accessibility and also the facade design lah. Obviously, as I mentioned many times, this is the Blackpink vineyard concept because you see from afar and also from the internals of the unit, right, it uses this pink color and black color combination lah, which has a very contrast look, which I personally find quite interesting, very bold design. And the developer actually pulled it off, right, because it's mostly sold out already lah. So to me, the highlight over here, as I mentioned, beyond the facade and the design language over here, has to be its accessibility to Max Highway, and also because the train station is 300 meters away. So for the people that resides over here or bought this place, right, I would think that they were thinking to use this place as an investment grade product because of how it looks, right. I think very suitable for temporary need of space. If people over here are open for the Airbnb, right, I'm sure this place will garnish quite a fair bit of tenants to stay lah because of the design, right? And a lot of these KOLs want to take nice photos. I think this will be a hot spot for them. But I'm not too sure if this is actually open for Airbnb lah. So if it's for long stay wise, I think the entry price over here is actually rather expensive on the higher side, right? If I'm not mistaken, it's anywhere between 800 to 900 per square feet. So for the layouts, the smallest layout is about 700 square feet. It ranges all the way to 1,000 plus. It puts this property price range to be about 700,000 to 1 million plus there. So for this particular area, this price I think is still on the pricier end lah. But of course, Exim has always delivered in terms of the deliverables. The quality of the facings are very, very nice, and the overall design is unique, very bold lah. That pretty much sums up the entire condo review for this over here. If you like contents like this, feel free to share, like, and follow us for more. And as always, never ever listen to my person online's ideology or comments. Always make an informed decision on your own. So stay safe and stay woke investing. Bye bye.